a cop that shot and killed a 13-year-old child, also shot a man dead in 2021. And they're saying he should have been let go then. Let me give you the background to this. It's an update. The San Antonio police officer who killed a 13-year-old child earlier this month should have been kicked off of the police force, according to a new report. So let's go to the background, all right? John Montez, 57 years of age. Let's put his picture up. He was killed by Officer Stephen Ramos. This was in March 2021. His sister, Debra Montez Felder, has been asking for the Bexar County District Attorney's Office for more information about the internal investigation into her brother's death. To no avail, all right? The police said Ramos shot and killed Montez after Montez threatened his estranged wife with a knife. Officers told him repeatedly to drop the knife, but he did not comply, according to the police. After another officer on the scene unsuccessfully attempted to deploy a taser on him, Montez swung a knife at him, prompting Ramos to fire his gun, according to the police. Felder, who also disputes the officer's account of her brother's death at the hands of Ramos, said, and I quote, "The officer should have been fired after the 2021 incident, or at minimum, gone through training and extensive counseling on dealing with the public, and when not to use deadly force. SAPD and the DA's office were on notice that this guy was a hothead, trigger happy," she said. "You were aware of it even before the killing of this 13-year-old." And she is correct. They were aware and they decided to back this guy. Ramos is currently under investigation for the killing of AJ Hernandez Jr. The officer allegedly shot into a car. Andre was driving on June 3rd because he feared, according to him, that the child would strike officers with his car after he intentionally crashed it into a police vehicle. That account has been disputed by an attorney representing the family. We reported on this not too long ago. After watching the dash cam video and the footage from Ramos, the attorney said that's not what happened. Body cam called the police account false and incorrect, according to the attorney, all right? Very sad. Obviously, this 13-year-old should be alive. Ramos has been with the department for 3 years and is currently on paid administrative leave. You know, 99% of officers will never actually fire their gun. It's like 98.7. They would never actually fire their gun. You got to think about this. Over 99% would never have to kill anyone, okay? Duration of their entire career, never. This guy already has 2 bodies on him, both questionable. The first one, he should have been let go. They let him stay, had his back. He kills a child, okay? He's currently on paid administrative leave and they have scrubbed his picture. We cannot find it. They're hiding him. So we got something for you. Put up the picture of his boss. Okay, so from now on, until they release the photo of the cop who killed a 13-year-old, who should be accountable to the public because he's a public official, that man right there will be the face of this story. That is the San Antonio Police Chief, Bill McManus. Corruption, systemic bias, it's heartless. And it never travels alone. It always travels with something else. You will not simply find one line of corruption. Multiple lines of corruption will coexist. And that's why it will take a movement of policy and a movement of local communities to transform public safety as we know it. Your police department is not your public safety remedy. They are part of it. They can be a part of it if they do it right. Public safety is also about preventative dynamics as well as some reaction. The police are not designed to solve your crime issues. If your city is bragging about hiring more cops, your city has failed you because all they're telling you is that there's more crime and they have no idea how to deal with it. How about your city brag about having to let cops go because crime has decreased. David, thoughts here?
I think the folks in San Antonio are probably even more reluctant than ever to actually call the police when they really need them. I mean, imagine that you've got a relative who's got some mental health issues who may be waving around a knife. Are you really gonna call the police now? Because what the police may do is they may kill your relative as opposed to dealing with them as a mental health case, which is what it seemed like in this particular episode. And by the way, what investigation did they do? It doesn't seem like they did any investigation. Did they present that first killing to a grand jury? No, of course not. They just said, oh no, he was justified. So now, are we going to see an investigation during this administrative leave into the shooting of the killing of the 13-year-old? They thought a 13-year-old was somehow a lethal threat. At a certain point, the police have got to say enough already, enough. Just for public confidence, this guy doesn't belong on the force, and he probably deserves criminal charges. So we're going to refer that to a criminal grand jury.
There you go.